Hello, Janet Wilson here, founder of Dernier Publishing. In this video I'm going to be reviewing all the Dernier Publishing stories, which are Christian books for young people, aged from around the ages of 8 to young adults. The first four books I'd like to show you are the Beech girls books. Here they are. There are about 6 girls who all go to the Beech Club, which is a church youth club, and they're all growing closer to the Lord and closer to each other. They all tell us their stories, and they have various issues that they go through, and they have a lot of fun at the same time. In this book, Chloe, whose mum died when she was small, has never had a birthday party, so the girls all club together to make her a really good fun party. It's a great book. In the second story, Making a Difference, the girls discover that they don't have to wait until they're 18 to make a difference. They can make a difference right where they are. One of the girls here, Madalina, comes over from Romania to work at their school, and they befriend her, and she becomes a Christian as she comes along to the club, and they show her the way to live with Jesus. In this third story, the girls have a sledging accident, and they discover the power of prayer and how the Lord is with them whatever they do. And in this last book, which is our brand new story, it's called A Time Remembered, one of the girls, Willow, finds a diary written by a 14-year-old girl 100 years ago, which is the outbreak of World War I. And as the girls read through the diary and think about Grace's life and their own life, they find out that God is exactly the same 100 years ago as he is today, and that he can help them with all the difficulties and problems that they face, as well as he did for Grace all that time ago. All these books are inspirational for girls. They cover lots of different issues like body image and bullying, problems at school and at home, with relationships, temptations, all sorts of things. So really lovely stories for girls. The next 2 books I'm going to show you are all set in Rwanda, completely different setting. This first one is called I Want to Be an Airline Pilot, and it features Shema, who's an 8-year-old Rwandan goat herd from a child-led family. He discovers through a series of adventures that he has a father in heaven who cares for him. The second book in the story is called Living in Hope, and here Frida, who's one of the girls who's looking after 3 younger siblings, she's only 12, but she's tricked into becoming a domestic servant in the capital city. And the story is all about how the children, their faith is growing, but how they get her back. It's a lovely prodigal story, really inspirational, great fun. But they do go through an awful lot of issues as well, so it's quite a dramatic story. The third one in the series is called Under the Tamarind Tree. 2 medical missionary doctors are setting up a medical mission in Shema's village, and they both have young sons who don't want to go with them. But the boys here, this is Sam, who's from England, and Rigo, who's from a university city in Rwanda. They discover in the end that their fathers can help people, and they find out that God does actually know best. Lots of exciting things in there about talking drums, and there's a village called the Village of the Dead Snake. Great introduction to a completely different culture for children reading in the West, and for children with an African background. Really great for them too. The next book I'm going to show you is called The Only Way. Now, this is a book for slightly older children from around the ages of 12 up. This is about a disaffected lad who meets a girl called Lily, who shows him that there is another way to live, which is of course the only way. But in the meantime, he goes through lots of difficulties. His mum drinks, he's bullied at school, he bullies back, he gets sent to a children's centre, he runs away from there, and lives off the land for a little while. So it's a fast moving, gripping story, excellent for anyone that you want to buy a book for who has no background in Christianity, perhaps never even thought about God before. We're often asked for books for young lads. If that's what you're looking for, this would be the one. These 2 stories, The Treasure Hunt and Mystery in the Snow, are mystery adventure stories for children around the ages of 8 to 11. They're quite slim books, as you see, great for reluctant readers. Lots of suspense in there and excitement to keep turning the chapters. The Treasure Hunt is a very gentle introduction to people trafficking, and Mystery in the Snow is another mystery where cat goes missing, a handbag is stolen, and these children find through their faith and their Bible knowledge and prayer, they manage to solve the mystery. So if your children like Enid Blyton and the Famous Five, those might well be the books for you. London's Gone is a young adult book. It's about 3 teenagers who have to find their way to safety after London is bombed by terrorists. Nothing is really very safe anymore. There's a widespread power failure, so it's quite a tense drama in places. A great book if your kids love to read and you want to inspire them in their faith, or again to show their friends that there is a different way to live. Arthur is a Christian, although the girls have never actually thought about anything to do with God before. So it sets off the differences in culture and in thinking very nicely there. Deepest Darkness by Denise Hayward is a lovely story about a girl called Abby who lives her life full of fear. She goes on holiday with her family to Vancouver and meets a friend who shows her that light shines even in the deepest darkness. She faces her fears one by one, and at the end of the story she's running along the beach with a faith in Jesus that she never realised even existed, never realised that she could ever come that far out of herself. So really lovely story, very moving book. Lots of things happen in this book. Dad gets lost in the rainforest, and all sorts of other things happen as well. So if you're looking for a moving story, great for sensitive children or those who have anxieties or problems of their own, lovely story. The Birthday Shoes is for 8 to 11-year-olds as well. This is a story about Emily Jane, who wants fashionable boots for her birthday, but she's given fake crocodile skin shoes instead, which she thinks are horrible. She tries them on though, and they take her on magical adventures to Africa. So here Emily Jane finds out all about crocodiles, she meets a lot of friends, and she discovers that although she is from a Christian family, she needs to walk with Jesus herself. Lovely story, girls have really loved that, lots of adventure and background to Africa. The very last story here is A Pennyworth of Peppermints. This is a spy mystery story set in World War I. These 2 young lads, Sydney and Ben, find a bottle on the beach with a message in it, which is a poem. And along with Sydney's sister Vera, they solve the mystery of the poem, and there's this spy mystery. And I won't tell you the rest of the story so that you can read it, maybe as family reading or to give to the children that you love. This also gives a great background to what it must have been like for people living in families, particularly living through World War I and the difficulties that they faced. And these young lads find that God is with them through all their difficulties, whatever they are facing, and there are some substantial things, difficulties that they go through. So there we are, there's all Dernier Publishing stories. I hope that you found that really helpful. Please do pop over to the website and leave a message on the contact form if you'd like any more information. You can buy all these books from Christian bookshops as well. So there we are, all our Dernier Publishing stories. Thank you for watching.